Hi guys, it's Jay from Stockswood Outdoor Centre again, and really missing you. Hoping that these videos on knots and lashes are helping you pass the time and learn some new skills that you can put to good use in your gardens. So in the last few sessions we've been looking at some different knots and lashes, and we ended with the clove hitch, which we're going to make use of today. So I think this is session 5 now. We're going to look at how you can shear lash some poles together. So it's a great way of tying poles together. So we'll look at that first of all. So you'll need some sticks. Hopefully you managed to find some, like we asked you to look for some last time. I've got some nice big poles because we're going to use those later for something. And you need to tie onto your first pole. So either use your overhand knot, if you remember that one, just to simply tie on, or I'm going to do a clove hitch, so a fishy and a dishy, and loop it over the top, and that ties it on nice and simply. Now after that we're going to shear lash. So we're going to actually wrap around the string, and I like to do things 3 times in the woodlands when we do knots. So once, twice, 3 times. It's really important to try and keep those as tight as possible. Now that's our wrapping around, but there's another word that's called frapping with an F at the beginning. And frapping is where you cross over at right angles at 90 degrees. So this time I'm going to pass through the sticks. You have to open them up a little bit, pull all my string through, and can you see now that I'm crossing over at right angles? Now for the frapping it's really important that you pull each time. So pull that way, that's once, pull down, pull up twice, pull down, pull up 3 times. So I've frapped over what I've wrapped, and that pulls in my lashing really tight. Now obviously we need to tie this one off. There's lots of ways you could do that. You could tie it off with your tail that you started with at the beginning, particularly if you leave a long tail. So you could do 2 overhand knots. Or if you want to get really fussy, you could do another clove hitch. Let's make some big clove hitches there and slip that over the top. And in a lot of the videos online and animated knots, you'll see that as well. Now that is a great way to lash your sticks together, nice and tight. Even if I'm wobbling those, they're not going to come undone very easily. Okay, and obviously the tighter you pull it, the tighter those will hold. So that's our shear lashing. So can you remember how we did that? We tied on first of all with an overhand knot or with our clove hitch. We wrapped around 3 times, and then we frapped around at right angles, 90 degrees, 3 times, and then we tied it off with an overhand knot or a clove hitch. So that's our shear lashing. Now, you might say, well, why do I want to do shear lashing? Well, you could tie a whole load of poles together to make a little seat top or a bench top, or a lot more fun is to make a tripod. Because tripods can be used for all sorts of things. They can be used for cooking over a fire if you've got an adult with you and you've got some old tins and things that you can hang over on your tripod, or maybe you could make a den. So what we're going to do, I've got my 3rd pole, because tri is our prefix, isn't it, meaning 3, so like a tricycle is a bike with 3 wheels. So I've got my 3 poles, and to make a tripod you're going to tie on just like we did before when we're doing our shear lashing. So I've done my clove hitch over the top, there we go. And then there's lots of different ways of doing tripods, but I like the way where you go in and out. You see I've gone in and out and back round again. So I'm going in and out, and that's once. How many times do you think I'm going to do it? Yeah, 3 times. So go in and out a 2nd time. And I like to keep those tidy, and back, and I reckon, can we get a 3rd time? Maybe. Let's go for it, see if my rope's going to be enough. 3 times. You can see the 3, can't you? 1, 2, 3 on each one. Now obviously they're going to wobble, so we're going to do the frapping again. So I'm going to go in between the bottom 2 first of all. Now my rope's not very long, so I'm only going to go round it twice this time. If you've got enough string, 3 times would be good. But remember, I'm putting that tight. I'm going to go and frap between the top two now. There we go. And pull that round twice. I think I might have even done an extra one there. And then, last of all, I'm going to tie them off. So I like my clove hitches. I'm going to tie it off with a clove hitch. Could always do it with an overhand knot. So I've now, it's like a special shear lash, lashed the 3 poles together, and they're frapped as well. Now when you open up your tripod, you need to open up the outer 2 legs to trap the middle one. Okay, so let's see if I can get this in the camera view. Put it down there a little bit. So it's going to be a low tripod to get it in the camera view. You see these are the 2 outer ones, and this one's the inner one. Okay, and that way you've got a nice den you could put a tarp over, and you could play in your garden with. So have a go at doing that. Remember, whenever we go under our shelters, we always give it a wobble, check that it doesn't fall down. If you can, try and poke the ends of your sticks into the ground a bit. Just check that it's not your parents' best lawn. And that way you've got a lovely tripod with your shear lashing. So I'm going to leave that one with you for today. Next video we'll do, we're going to look at square lashing, where you can make things like a photo frame. Lots of the children have come to Stockswood, we enjoyed making their photo frames. And you can see this time I've got my lashing looking like a square shape. So that'll be our next video, session 6 I think that is, on knots and lashes. Cheese! See you soon.